guy. See, them guys don't understand. They do that on the club level fight. Opponents, they say, yo, I don't want to get knocked out by this guy, so I'm going to come in heavy. They're going to need to fight because they got to take the fight because they can kind of get the numbers. That's what they do on the lower end. But now, they flipping the strip and doing it on the high end. You understand? So that practice, you going to start seeing that a lot now. But how we doing it now?
Tank does that, to get a eyebrow out of people. Like, you know how the Rock, when he put the eyebrow up and he did.
Gervonta Davis is in trouble, and Calvin Ford, the guy who helped him become famous, doesn't think he's ready to fight Lemon Roach again. That should be enough to set off danger bells, for has been with Tank since he was a kid and helped him become one of the most feared knockout artists in boxing. But now that Ford isn't there for Tank, we can see that his game is starting to fall apart.
Definitely going on between Calvin Ford and Gervonta Davis. Now, we all seen that knockdown in the 9th round, but what you probably didn't see is what happened after that in between rounds. Check this out.
You guys calm down. Listen to me.
Hey, come on now.
Coach Barry Hunter trained Tank for this fight with Lamont Roach, not Calvin Ford. A lot of people were saying that this performance has something to do with that. So, is something really going on between Calvin Ford and Tank Davis? Check out what Tank had to say.
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean? I was more so... It's something we gotta work on in the corner. For sure.
As soon as Ford stepped away, Tank struggled, was exposed, and barely got a draw against Roach. And let's be honest, that draw was too good for Tank. Most people, including boxing legends and analysts, thought Roach was the real victor now. That there is going to be a rematch, Ford is breaking his quiet to say why Tank might not be ready, and it has nothing to do with training. The way Tank and Ford interact with each other has changed in areas other than boxing, and it seems like a fight is beginning to form between the two Tank looked up to, for he was more like a father to him. He took him from nothing and built him into a star, leading him through the highs and lows.
Let me explain something to you. Tell you, Tank don't look at me as coach, he look at me as dad. Do it look like his son supposed to be taking your dad? I don't even feel right. Y'all hear this time? Tank don't pay his coach. Tank gives me anything I want.
Right.
But I'm a man at the end of the day. And I'm a hustler.
Right.
Second and foremost, now I came from that club. You understand? He watched me lose my house, my wife, my family. He watched me do it. It's bigger than boxing.
Right.
Boxing is just a...
And now, for the first time ever, Ford is no longer standing beside him. Why? Well, experts say that Tank's actions outside of the ring were very important. We already know that Tank has a history of run-ins with the law, but it seems like his current attitude towards boxing was the final straw.
Yes, yes. What I want you to talk to her. What if she told me that you beat the piss out of her and you jumped on top of her and started punching her in the face? Should I just go ahead and take that?
Hey, but don't you know that your side of the story? Give your side.
You just talking to her though. What the information that she didn't catch it tell you? You want me to just take everything she says?
I'm not from
Okay, but you want me to just take everything she says as fact?
I'm not from here. I don't know her exact address.
Okay, that's fine.
What I'm saying.
I'm not asking for her exact address. She's saying you hit her. She does have a mark on her lip, and it's on her. Did she hit you? Turn around. Turn around. What's his first name? Gervonta.
The dude is out here talking about retirement, calling boxing boring, and saying he doesn't want to fight anymore. How do you teach someone who doesn't want to fight? That's not all the word is. Tank was caught smoking during camp, and that was Ford's breaking point.
It's been to the streets. I know you ain't focused. Tighten up.
That's why I got everybody out of there. That's why I got everybody out of there. Can they see my page?
You better tighten up.
Think about it, Calvin. Ford has given his life to making Tank a world-class fighter, only for him to show up to camp not taking things seriously. They had a massive fight, and Ford walked away.
Gervonta Tank Davis got the entire boxing world in a frenzy right now. People don't know what to do. He dropping workout videos. He only weigh 139 pounds, 2 months out from the fight. Motherfuckers like, yo, it's over. Tank Davis is in shape. He gonna kill Lamont Roach. Oh shit, he might get suspended because he's smoking on the weed. Niggas don't know what to do right now, bro. And it's funny to watch. Let me tell you something, man, about the little weed video, whatever. Number one, we don't know what was in the joint. Could be weed, could be tobacco, could be something else. Number two, you don't know when the video was taken, so that could have been months ago. And number three, whatever it was, that shit probably got out of his system in 2.2 seconds because that man didn't hit shit. He puffed on that shit and started breathing out immediately, bro. A real weed smokers, bro. That's why the smoke was so white, bro. When you actually hit that shit and breathe it in and get it in your lungs to actually get high, the smoke don't come out that white, bro. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I think this shit funny.
Of course, Tank tried to play it off, saying Calvin left for personal reasons, but let's be real, Ford has been with Tank for decades. He's not just going to up and leave over personal reasons.
I have Calvin in his corner this time. I think he will have Kenny, but he's not going to have Calvin. I think that's probably going to be like an advantage for you since he's going to have somebody new in his corner, if I'm not mistaken.
More than likely. I think that's a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Be with your trainer, your lifetime, your career trainer, and to you know, to not have him as your head trainer in the corner.
There's way more to this story, and from the way Ford is now speaking on Tank's ready for the rematch, it's clear that he's lost faith in him, and we know how Tank really feels about Ford.
When people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Everybody a clue. I mean, where?
Same question for you. Your proud father.
And honestly, Ford might be right. The repeat with Roachu is a bad idea. For Tank, people love to talk about how powerful Tank is and how his knockout ability, so what separates him from other fighters, but Roach exposed a big weakness. He can take Tank's power.
His power after being in there for 12.
We got decent power. We got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told y'all I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll. Like I said, I knew I had a chin. I mean, I spar guys that were like junior middleweights, like current champions that was at that weight. So I know I can take a punch. He's twitchy in there. Like, I do see why he knocked people out. I mean, like, being up close and personal, obviously I seen it on the TV like that, but I understand why he knocked people out. I'm not going to tell y'all because
that alone makes this rematch incredibly scary. If Tank can't count on knocking Roach out, what else does he have?
I could have stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me too. That was on me for sure. Cause I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up, and I could have definitely did more. Just a lot going on. But again, it was myself, you know. But you gotta go to the gym and, you know, get back to the drawing board and, you know, train a little hard.
And let's not forget what happened in the 9th round. This is the moment everyone is talking about. The moment that should have sealed Roach's win.
Oh, not right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach was there. He took a knee. What is he doing? He's preventing.
Took a knee. He's got to count. You take a knee like that. That looks like a knockdown. All right.
Ford himself called this out when analyzing the fight instead of making excuses. He was bluntly honest. He said Tank simply forgot how to box, and that's a devastating comment coming from the guy who built him up. Think about it, for isn't blaming the ref. He isn't blaming Tank's corner, and he isn't blaming Roach's style. He's blaming Tank that's got to sting.
The commission gets this right. It was a bummer not being declared the winner on a technicality that could be righted. That wrong could be righted. Obviously, in different ways.
And let's not forget what happened in the 9th round. This is the moment everyone is talking about, the moment that should have sealed Roach's win.
My first contract is signed for an immediate rematch in the case of a draw or if I win. So I'm already contractually signed to a rematch. It's on him. I hope we can get it done because I want to show the world again that wasn't.
Tank took a knee plain and simple. The ref somehow missed it and the fight continued. But now the Boxing Commission is publicly reviewing the fight. If they overturn the decision, Tank's record takes a big hit. His undefeated streak is gone. His reputation is shattered, and Roach would be the new champion.
Hey man, I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that, and I'm just glad I got to show it. Honestly, I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate True Boxing Media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won, and I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance.
If that happens, the rematch won't just be about payback. It'll be about Tank trying to reclaim what was officially taken from him.
Showing the world the formula to how to beat Tank Davis? Maybe not. I mean, I'm me. I don't think a lot of guys possess the same skills that I have. If they go in there and try to fight like me, they might not.
The worst part, Roach already knows he can beat Tank. He knows that he can take Tank's best hits, and he knows that Tank struggles when his power isn't enough.
I don't want to box anymore. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me, West, so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have two daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
So, when the repeat happens, Roach isn't going in there as an underdog. He's going in there as the guy who already proved he can beat Tank.
Stop head hunting. That's how you get the head.
I need this 10th, 11th, and 12th on the unofficial. He's down.
Okay. He say unofficial.
On the unofficial. I gotta be honest with you. That's what you want. You want from me. Hey, that's what you want from me. You don't want nobody lying to you. I'm 100 with you.
He said on the unofficial, not the real card here. Keep picking your shots. You took that round off here.
That's my job. I'm 100 with you.
Well,
That's a dangerous attitude for an opponent to have, especially when Tank's mental game is already looking weak.
Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. Back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer, George was a puncher, Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition.
Yes,
He's doing that a lot.
And he gotta be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you gotta be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you gotta be careful of. Other than that.
And here's where things get even worse for Tank. He's no longer surrounded by the same people who helped him reach the top when things get tough in the fight. Who's going to be in his corner to give him the right advice? Who's going to be there to help him through the adversity? Not Floyd, not Calvin.
The New York State Athletic Commission makes a statement yesterday that they're going to be reviewing Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. 9th round, knockdown, not a knockdown, whatever, to see what the final ruling on their part is going to be. New York State Athletic Commission has been busy. The Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia shit, now Tank Davis, Lamont Roach. We'll see what they decide in this situation. I think ultimately with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, they made the correct decision, overturning Ryan Garcia's victory. We'll see what they decide here with Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. Me, myself, personally, I think that it's a very tricky situation. And it deserves a full video, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get all my thoughts out in this video. But I do want to ask everyone watching this video, what do you think? Do you think they should overturn the decision and award Lamont Roach the victory? Do you think because of all the controversy, they should throw the draw out and declare the no contest? Do you think
they should do nothing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll give mine in another video, but New York State Athletic Commission reviewing the Tank Davis, Lamont Roach 9th round controversy. Let me know your thoughts. See you soon.
Because if Roach fights the way he did the first time, Tank is going to need all the help he can get. But this isn't just about the fight. It's about the end of Tank Davis. Ever since he split from Mayweather Promotions, his career has been falling. If Tank loses this rematch, his entire future changes. No more unbeaten record, no more being seen as boxing's most dangerous puncher.
Recently spoke out on IG Live, and I don't know where you were, but you were talking about Tank. And, you know, he just beat Ryan Garcia, and you said that you would expose Tank.
Damn, I was on IG Live with that?
I think it was IG Live or Fight Hype video, one of them. Oh, okay.
I feel as though with anybody, I feel like I'm a bad motherfucker. I feel like I'm the best fighter in the sport of boxing. So I think these dudes is great fighters, but I just feel like when it come down to me, I don't, like, nobody can beat me.
And the scary part is that loss could come before the rematch even happens, because if the commission overturns the dry and calls it a Roach victory, Tank won't even be the champ walking.
The knockdown, you know, without a doubt. You can't spin it no other way. It's too clear. And I think the commission needs to do something about it, because it can give me an incentive, you know, anytime I'm not feeling good in a fight, take a knee.
Well, they said
and that's not a shot at Tank. I respect Tank and I like Tank a lot, but you can't do that.
They reversed the result of your fight.
Yeah.
Should they reverse the result of that fight as well?
Just depends. Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives Roach a victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they suspended me, right, to keep the integrity of the sport. So I feel like if you're gonna do it to me, you got to do it.
You think it was a draw? Numan won how many rounds? Yo. I don't know. You still want the Tank Davis, buddy. You still want the Tank Davis? What? You recently spoke out on IG Live, and I don't know where you were, but you were talking about Tank, and, you know, he just beat Ryan Garcia, and you said that you would expose Tank Dam. I was on IG Live with it. I think it was IG Live or Fight Hype video, one of them. I feel as though with anybody, I feel like I'm a bad _ like, I feel like I'm the best fighter in the sport of boxing. So I think these dudes is great fighters, but I just feel like when it come down to me, I don't. Like, nobody could beat me. They all could get me. And then there's Terran Crawford, who usually stays out of drama, but even he couldn't resist taking shots. So that's all from today's movie. If you liked it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next film.